Nairobi streets were disinfected on Thursday as the Kenyan government stepped up its efforts to tackle coronavirus. Public transport also sanitised by government workers and sinks introduced for travellers to wash their hands. But it's a stark contrast to informal settlements like Kibera. There's little government presence here, home to more than 500,000 people who live in crowded conditions, often without access to water. And that's why community-led initiatives have been stepping up.
Kibera is a very sensitive place in the sense that people live in very close quarters, and therefore self-quarantine and some of these other measures that the government is suggesting are somewhat unpractical.
Ed Kachuna is the Chief Finance Officer of Shining Hope for Communities, founded by Kennedy Odede, who was born and raised in Kibera. It runs schools, clinics and a network of drinking water points, but has now started introducing hand-washing stations. Kibera has no formal water connections. Residents illegally tap government lines using rubber hoses. Police cut them when they find them, Kachuna says, leaving the area without water for days at a time. That's where the hand-washing stations come in, as well as local volunteers with information on COVID-19 and ways to prevent it. Kenya has had a handful of coronavirus cases so far, and other government measures include banning public gatherings and closing schools indefinitely. On Wednesday, authorities announced that anyone entering the country who fails to observe 14 days of self-isolation would be arrested.